Hello, waiting for everyone to start to come in. 1 second. Hello. Welcome in. How you all doing today? This is Chad the Maverick. I'm here today with House of Intuition to give you your Astro Saturday. Now I'm going to give a little bit of time just for some people to flood in. If you don't mind though, in the comment section, after you say hello, drop your zodiac sign. Let's see who's here. Let's see who is in the building today. Hello everyone. Blessings. Hello. Give it a couple more minutes just to get some people inside. We have a Cancer in the building. We have a Libra in the building. Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius myself, so hello to everyone. Scorpio. All right. Do we have the whole zodiac in the house? Let's see who else we got. Taurus, all right. Taurus moon, for sure. Pisces. Hello into the mystic. Virgo rising. We have Cancers, Libra. Okay. I haven't seen the Aries yet. I haven't seen the Leo yet. Where y'all at? Let's get a couple more people in. Okay, we see a Leo. All right. We got Capricorn. Let's go. Cancer. Happy season. Happy Cancer season to all of my Cancer folk. This has been a good season so far. We've had a lot of different energies coming in. We've had eclipses. We've had everything else that's going on. So it's been pretty great. Who else we got? Let's see. Aries. All right, we have an Aries in the building. Gemini, we're going to wait one more minute before we start really getting into it and start digging in. Almost Leo season. Yes, it is. Leo season's coming up. I'm going to be talking today about the new moon, as well as just a general week ahead as well. All right. So, we've had a couple minutes so far. Let's start. So, my name is Chad the Maverick. Wants to thank House Intuition for allowing me the platform to come here to speak to y'all about the astrology. I'm going to also be doing a new moon in Cancer class, speaking on the moon on Monday through House of Intuition. So check out the website and it should be there. The new moon is going to be on Monday, by the way. So let's begin. So as far as this last season has gone, we have had an eclipse, a lunar eclipse. We've had a solar eclipse and then another lunar eclipse. So we've been sandwiched in between all of these eclipse seasons. Every eclipse season that we have garners in new energy that we can't necessarily control. The way that the eclipse energies essentially do is that they shift destiny. And the reason why they shift destiny is because they work with the North Node and the South Node. So with these nodal influences on the sun and moon, we have been facing way new experiences as far as how we approach our destiny. Not only how we approach our destiny, but how we communicate our destiny. And not only how we communicate our destiny, how we build philosophy from what our destiny is telling us to move forward towards, right? So all of these energies, we have been sandwiched right in between. Now we're going to be having another new moon coming up. We've had a new moon in Cancer beforehand, but the last time we had a new moon in Cancer, it was an eclipse. So this is another new moon that's coming in underneath the same thing. I do believe the live will be saved afterwards, so just to let you know. I'm going to be trying to keep up with the chat as well as speak about things, but just wanted to put that out there. So as far as let's talk about today. Let's talk about today because the North Node is actually or has just conjunct the moon within this last night, within the last night time frame, right? So what we've been doing as a collective is we've been starting to key in on how are we going to best communicate aspects of our destiny. How are we going to build these different vehicles in order for us to get closer to the things that we need to do, the things that we ought to do, the things that we feel is right inside, especially because of this Cancer. So we've been gaining intuitions, right? We have been gaining new insights. We've been gaining all of these different feelings, these inclinations about what it is that we're supposed to do next. And the reason why this has been so powerful and has been so upfront and so forthright is because the sun right now is having an opposition to Pluto and Saturn. Now in astrology, when Pluto and Saturn have been really wrecking house as far as everything is concerned. We are really facing and showing and witnessing a really strong transformation as far as this is all concerned. So what is transforming with Pluto is Saturn, which is structure. It's been restrictions, everything else. The zodiac signs did not change. There's only 12 signs. NASA said it themselves, just to let y'all know. 12 signs has been 12 signs. That's that. Anyway, back thank you though. Back to the opposition as far as Pluto and Saturn is concerned. Both of these things have been breaking house. And so with the moon conjunct the North Node and making this opposition, we are and have been today, we are experiencing and seeing what it is that we need to eternally move towards as far as like work is concerned, as far as what our destiny is bringing in. Once again, North Node, destiny. That's why I keep saying the word. It's because the North Node is really having that strong of an effect right now as you're here. So thank you all for being here watching this as well. So moving on, right? This is just today. For tomorrow, we're entering the last 3 degrees of Cancer season. Now, what we're doing is essentially wrapping up the last 2 months and some change as far as what all this eclipse season has been bringing in. So now with Cancer season, we're gaining in the intuition. Our third eyes are all activating. We're all receiving all these different downloads. You might be getting these little like these feelings as far as just new energies concerned and etc. And these things are actually bringing us closer to ourselves. And being closer to ourselves, we get more tapped into our nurturing energy. We get more tapped into how we care for other people. We get more tapped into our psychic nature. We get tapped into what it is we need to view. Now, we have Mars is also conjunct Chiron, and Chiron just went retrograde in Aries. So, with Mars in this Chiron conjunction, essentially what's happening is there is a very powerful self-transformation through healing your own personal traumas, anything that might have been painful in the past. What Chiron does is essentially brings out the gunk of the past. It brings out the gunk of anything that isn't serving you. It's like essentially doing cleanup in a park. You know, you ever been to a park and like the park's dirty and there's people that come around and they start picking things up. They start doing the community service. That's essentially what Chiron helps do. It helps kind of clean up the park of your heart. It helps clean up the park of that. And with Mars here, we're making actions on healing, on really digging in. We're making actions on how to really have this self-transformation, right? So in this end of Cancer season, we've learned and we've started to feel how to nurture not only ourselves, but to nurture other people. And we're also learning how to take apart those old things and learning how to alchemize them, learning how to transmute them into personal positivity. Now, there's things that can happen as far as there could be triggering events. There may be some things that may be some words that are heard that might be triggering something, but this isn't for you to necessarily react in a negative stance. What you're going to notice now is that in comparison, when people mention certain things, when people say certain things, you're going to get shook. But the difference is now, with everything that you've learned throughout the last eclipse season, in comparison to you getting really mad and just, oh, I can't believe they said that, or oh, I can't believe this happened. You're like, I now understand. It's a difference. It's a difference in perception. It's like, oh, I get it. I know why this happened now. Or like, oh, I've seen this before. So it's not to trigger you as much as it is to now you can see what to do with those emotions when you feel them. You don't always have to directly respond back in the same way. You don't have to backlash back at someone for bringing those things to you. It's now you're in this new position to be like, hey, how am I going to take this and turn it into something better, something greater, right? And the reason why I want to mention these next 2 days is because we are on the road to the new moon. So I wanted to give you a little background before we enter the new moon sphere. Now, on Monday, once again, I'll be here with House Intuition, Chad the Maverick. The link should be through the website as far as the moon class that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be talking about the new moon. I'm going to be talking about the moon through astrology, the moon through all the signs, all of that, everything. So if you're interested in that, suggest you checking it out. But I'm going to be getting into why this Monday is so important. This moon day is really going to be very, 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 very critical. So make sure you go. I know House Intuition has the candles. It has everything that you need as far as what rituals you may want to perform. So be sure to check out the store beforehand, either in-store, online, etc. So we're going to the new moon in Cancer. So this is the reason why the new moon in Cancer is going to be so critical and going to be so important. So when it comes to this 28 degree, as far as the Cancer new moon is concerned, this 28 degree in astrology is typically a master degree. If you have a 28 degree in just about any sign, it's considered a master degree because it has the mastery of whatever sign it is in beforehand. It's 11/11, y'all. Make a wish or something. Anyway, but as far as that's concerned, right, with the 28 Cancer, it's opposing Saturn as well. So with this opposition to Saturn, your manifestations are going to come true. But here are the thing about these manifestations. Are these manifestations set up in a way where you can practically and actively get them done? Can you nip them in the bud bit by bit? It might take a while. Your manifestations may take a while, but the thing about this and with Saturn is that Saturn crystallizes whatever it gets to work with. So with this moon opposition to Saturn, it's like, what is it that you really want to manifest? Because it's going to come true, it is even more critical for you to make sure that it's going to be something that can help you and sustain you over time. And that's the most critical part when it comes to this new moon in Cancer. So, as like I said, huge manifestation day, and it's the first new moon since eclipse season. But because of this opposition to Saturn, I'm not going to say it's going to be as powerful as the last eclipse season that we've had. However, it's just as critical to treat it with the same respect. Because now you're taking all this energy that you just had stored up in your body, you like don't know what to do with it. And this is your first real time making a new manifestation with this new moon, right? Not to even mention the last eclipse season, we started a new age. The Mayan calendar technically ended on, I believe it was the last lunar eclipse or last solar eclipse that we had. So moving on, we're using everything that we've discovered in the eclipses once more. What is important to you? What can you not go a day without doing? What do you do when no one is around, when no one wants to bother you? What makes you comfortable? Because Cancer is about comfort. It's about the nurturing. It's about the intuition. What has your intuition been guiding you to do? What have your guides been yelling at you about? Your angels, etc. What has the universe been showing you? Right? This is the time that the universe wants to work with you to achieve what you've been going forward with. It wants to assist you with it. So in comparison to fighting against it, you need to really take the time out, sit, meditate, whatever, write out your manifestations, take some time of water, go down to a beach, heal yourself, grab some crystals, do something, whatever it does that really makes you feel right, whatever really makes you feel intact, because this is going to be pushing you forward and propelling you forward, honestly, for the rest of the year. I might even say that, for the rest of this year, until Capricorn season comes, this is pretty much this is why it's so critical as far as this new moon is concerned. It's a new moon in Cancer on a Monday, 28 degrees, master degree, opposing Saturn after 3 different eclipses at the same time. Hello. Anyway, but yeah, so that's why I wanted to just point out as far as that Monday is concerned, right? Now we're going to be moving on, right? And for anyone who just popped in, Chad the Maverick, Chad, whatever you want to call me, I have Instagram, YouTube, etc. Have my website as well, chadthemaverick.com. Just wanted to pin that in for anyone who's here looking for that. But yeah, now I'm going to be moving on into the day after Cancer season. Let me just look real quick. Saturn is up. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all for the love. Thank you all for the love. All right, cool. Now I'm going to get back into it. So, so now we have the next day afterwards, right? Which is going to be Tuesday. And Tuesday is going to be the last day of Cancer season. So it's really the final wrap up of what do we feel, and we're transitioning from this intuition space, this third eye, like taking in all the information space, down into a heart space. I am a Sagittarius, so any advice from a Sagittarius is literally coming from me. Like for it, like listen to this back. People, what I'm saying, this advice is from a Sagittarius. So for a Sagittarius, it's gonna just, you know how we roll. Anyway, so when it comes to it, right, we're going to be, all right, so Tuesday we have Mercury square Chiron, right? Back with Chiron. And then we're going to have this Cancer and Aries square. So now it's like this. Everything that you learned, everything that you've nurtured, everything that you've gotten together, right? You're now going to be facing off, essentially, with who you are as a person. So it's like your identity is going to not necessarily be clashing with family ideals, but your individuality may not be mixing entirely with everyone around you, which is okay. Because what this is going to be about is that although there may be some frictions as far as this next like Tuesday is concerned with people that you might care about, these frictions are for you to hold your ground and make sure that the common ground is love between y'all. Like that's the common ground. That's what's going to make that square work. The common ground between you and anyone you have an argument with this upcoming Tuesday, or anyone, not necessarily argument, but like any type of dispute, any type of disagreement, the common ground is love. When you approach that common ground with love, you're set. If you approach it in your ego, in your pride, in your it's not going to work. You get where I'm coming from? We're past that. We're in a whole new paradigm. We're shifting into a real 5D frame as far as like living through your heart is concerned. I'll be getting into that later on with more stuff, especially this upcoming Leo season. I have a bunch of stuff for y'all. So be prepared, stay tuned. Glad to have y'all here. So, yes, common ground and love last night, right there for you. You know what I mean? That's right there. So, moving on. Hi, Carol, by the way. Anyway, but moving on, right? So we're going to go to Leo season, right? Because Leo season starts on the 22nd. So this Wednesday, Leo season begins. Now, for this Leo season, we're going to be starting off with the moon in Leo. Now, this isn't a new moon, a new moon technically, but usually when the sun and the moon are in the same sign, it's a new moon situation. So although this isn't necessarily a technical Leo new moon, it still kind of has this little bit of like Leo new moon type of energy, which is still coming off of this Cancer. So like I said, it's going to be the real transition between all of this third eye energy, this intuition. I'm receiving all this vibe to going straight down to the heart frame, right? So this is what the transition is between Leo season. You're going to be like, hey, I've been receiving all these insights, and you're not going to be receiving as much as the same insights anymore, but instead you're going to be feeling those insights. Those insights are going to be like burning within you as far as like what you need to do, what you need to show off, what you need to bring to light as far as what your talent is concerned, your creativity is concerned. Leo season is a very creative time. I know there's been a lot going on within the past few months. Everyone's been affected by everything that's going on, so we've all been in the same boat together. This Cancer energy, we've been all together. You know what I mean? So moving on, we're tapping back into this heart space, this heart of the lion space, because we all have a heart of a lion, you know? Or, you know, some people have different renditions of how they might approach it, but we all have that. All of us do. So we have to listen to it as much as we were listening to this and as much as we listen to everything else outside of us. So, moving on. So then the next day after, same day that Leo season is, we have Mercury sextiling Uranus, right? So because of this new heart space ideal, the way that we think and the way that we communicate the things that we think are going to start coming in very unorthodox fashions. So you may be receiving these new lightning strike insights as to, oh wow, I've always thought this, but I just never knew how to convey it. Or, oh, I've always was studying and reading and thinking about this, but I just never knew how to bring it to light. I never knew how to like get it, make it all happen together. What this Uranus aspect is going to be doing, Uranus is just a lightning strike. Uranus just, and it whatever it does, it just shifts it, right? If you know anything about astrology, I say, Uranus is like the only planet that can bypass something that Saturn put up. It's the only planet that has really been able to kind of like move past and move through as far as that's concerned. So that's pretty much how that's working as far as the Mercury sextile with Uranus, right? So let's move on to the next day, which is going to be this Thursday. So this upcoming Thursday, what's happening is the moon is going into Virgo. And with the moon going into Virgo, but I've talked a lot about all this energy and all this manifestation and all of that, right? But what this moon in Virgo is going to be doing is that it's going to be time to more so clean house. So now it's going to be time to essentially clean house as far as you're taking all of this big energy, and you're starting to now bring it down in order for you to get the details out that you need to get. So you're going to be essentially beginning to piece together any of the details that you missed in just this big old powerhouse time frame that we're in right now. Do you recommend any books about astrology? There's a Secret Language of Birthdays, which is also a house of intuition. There's the Only Astrology book that you ever need. Those are two that I would just probably recommend to start you out if you're new to it by any chance. I generally try to shout out any books or anything, any resources on my like social medias or like stuff that I run across that I think might be helpful. So feel free to like check those out as well. But those are the two that I'd probably recommend for you to grab, just to give you like a good understanding as far as the basics are concerned. I also do classes as well. So I believe astrology is best taught auditory. I think that's just how most traditions began, and that's how the real essence of it really started. So I'm teaching classes as well as far as that, and that's just a good supplementation as well to what you already might read or wrote notes on. So yeah, I just want to point that out. Now, cool. Moving on, we have Friday, and this Friday we're going to be having the moon opposing Neptune retrograde. So when it comes to when it comes to this moon opposing Neptune, we're going to essentially be in this time of really figuring out the self-mastery of our dreams. And what I mean by this is that when we're in this Neptune space, and we have been in this Neptune space because everything has been dreams, illusion, what's real, what's really happening, what's going on, no one knows. And that's this Neptune retrograde that has been wreaking havoc for the past while. But the thing that is really great that comes from this Neptune retrograde is that there are so many people beginning to see, understand, and sense that there is something bigger than the world that they have just known. And that's the most beautiful part about Neptune retrograde, is that although there has been this form of like, there's been a lot of hysterias, there's been a lot of things that are going wrong, there's also been having people awaken to their inner gifts, their inner talents. There are people that never knew anything about astrology or tarot or crystals before, grabbing their first crystals, grabbing their first tarot deck, listening to their first astrology podcast, following new people that have a message, following and understanding and receiving information that they would have never thought before. They could have been like, hey, I just love sports. And now they're watching astrologers on YouTube like, hey, sports aren't on, and they're learning something that's going to be critical for them. Especially in this upcoming time, it's very critical for you to know or have something that like anchors you with spirit. You know, for me, that's astrology. I love astrology. But I branch out to other things as well. But I think everyone is essentially finding this new thing to work towards and master. And that's what this new moon opposition to Neptune retrograde has been doing. You get where I'm coming from? Or will be doing, even more so. on Friday. It's been doing this whole time, but on Friday, even more, definitely gonna be what I can do. So yeah, so self-mastery, I put down control, I put down dreams become reality when you choose to work through your intuition. Now it's ironic that you're watching this through House of Intuition. But I think with this new moon and what everything is doing that is that you are also like within the own home of yourself, you need to use and utilize your intuition because it's going to be pushing you towards your dreams if you listen. But here's the thing about it, and here's the caveat. I think that's the right word. But here's the thing about it. On one end, yes, your dreams, realities, and fantasies could easily come true during these time frames as long as you really believe in yourself and put the hard work and the effort and the thoughts and everything into it. But on the flip end, if you don't try and like push that forward and you let these negative things and these like the hearsay and all the things in the back of your head and all these things that you couldn't like get through, that might be coming through instead, which is why it's so critical for you to understand that you are in control. You are the captain of your ship. Destiny is on the moon right now. Like the moon is literally just passed by this destiny point. Like it's literally up to you as to what you create with it. And that's the most important part. It's up to you. What are you going to do? You know, like you have the ability to make that happen. And as far as so that's the week so far. And as far as Saturday, next Saturday, I'm gonna be back talking about the next week ahead. So I would love to tell you about Saturday now, but I'm gonna have to let you know about next Saturday when I come back here, probably around the same time, to give you the same bit of information for the week ahead. And that time I'm gonna be in Leo season, and that's gonna be the whole new energy shift. So we're in the end of Cancer season right now. Thank you all for showing up. Appreciate the love. I have a few more minutes left. Don't let anyone control your thoughts. Straight up. Don't let anyone control your thoughts. Look for things yourself too. Look into it, etc., etc. So one last time, Chad the Maverick. If you want to find my information, it's chadthemaverick.com. There's also going to be, once again, a service that I'm providing through House Intuition as far as the new moon and what the new moon is. I'll be talking about manifestations. I'm going to be talking about what you can do for your moon sign as I go through all the moon signs as far as manifestation is concerned. What, you know, anything about that. Just I'd like to interact with y'all as well. I'll be able to interact even more through the class spaces, and I'll be learning how to speak and read at the same time, even better for the lives coming up. I'll be saving, I believe the live is going to be saved for the next 24 hours here. I feel free to come back into it, write things down, take some notes. I know I say a lot really fast, but it's kind of to help you. It's supposed to do that. It's supposed to kind of help shake up things so you can understand what's next that you have to go about. You get where I'm coming from? But yeah, aside from that, of course, thank you all for showing up. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the hearts. Oh, I'm so flattered. No, but for real, like, thank y'all for real. Yeah, next week, what candle do I recommend now? I recommend the New Moon in Cancer candle through House of Intuition. That is the candle that I recommend. The New Moon candle was the first candle that I've done through House of Intuition, and it was amazing. I'm also born on a new moon, so I love new moons. But besides the point, yeah, that's going to be my suggestion for right now. Aside from that, thank y'all again. See you next week. Be here on Monday. It's not Obsidian, it's just Sugi Light. I might have pronounced that incorrectly, but I love this crystal. I do give birth chart readings. Those are going to be on my website. If you find my Instagram, Chad the Maverick is in the link, chadthemaverick.com. I do birth chart readings, do all that stuff. Just feel free to check it out. Have any questions, just let me know. Thank you, House again. Instagram ID. Let me type it in. Let me type this in just so. Boom. Boom. So that's the my personal everything. If you want to find anything, just Chad the Maverick. But yeah, appreciate y'all once again for coming through, showing up. This is your friendly neighbor signing out. Have a great week. All right, peace.